Welcome everyone, I'm Craven and these are my final thoughts about Atelier Yumia, the Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Land. In the past, I have played multiple Atelier games, but I never could get quite into them because of the time constraints they had, like certain days or weeks in order to complete whatever you need to do, and I really don't like it when I have games. And when the series made Atelier Ryza, they got rid of that concept completely, and I enjoyed the living hell out of Ryza. I played the first two of it. Someday I want to start part 3, but with those two experiences I opened up to the idea of playing and enjoying Atelier games, and when I saw a new one coming out by the name of Yumia, I felt compelled to check it out for myself. And so we did. I played this game on the channel, and after 75 hours or so and 52 episodes, we managed to finish the story, beat the final boss, the final obstacle. In short, the game's good. I really enjoy myself with it, some parts more than others, but we'll get into that shortly. And if you wonder how I came to my thoughts about this game and the conclusions, you can always follow the Let's Play to see what I base it on, and it will also be appreciated. There will also be some spoilers, but I'll try to keep them to a minimum, so you are warned. So for now, let's get started. Let's start off with a little bit of history. The Eladesian Empire once thrived on the continent of Elades, an empire that thrived to the art of alchemy to the point it kept other nations far away from them. At some point in history, this empire came to a sudden end by an unknown cataclysm. Through the ages, because of this, alchemy came to be known as a dangerous art that can only bring doom and destruction, become nothing else but evil, a taboo. When we go back to the recent days, we follow an alchemist trying to find her foothold in the world, and she goes by the name of Yumia Liesfeld. After losing her mother like 3 years ago in an incident involved alchemy, she came to learn that she's a descendant from a long line of alchemists. With little to go on, she chooses to volunteer to join the Elades research team to explore the continent of Elades to uncover these pressing questions. Why was Elades destroyed? What caused the cataclysm? And in the end, is alchemy truly evil? And because of her alchemy, the research team doesn't trust her for an inch, but they know that in order to uncover anything and everything about an empire ruled with alchemy, you need an alchemist to do this. Erhard, as the leader of the research team, orders Victor and Ayla to look after Yumia, as they set off to uncover all sorts of secrets about Elades. And you can already imagine that looking after, mainly to make sure she doesn't do anything too bad with alchemy, of course. Well, the premise of the story, the game, is great. The idea of a great empire that grew big through alchemy only to go under by it in the end is a great way to catch my interest early on, and it makes me want to find out what happened back then to this once great empire and the cataclysm that destroyed them. The game also lets you know early on by all your interactions with the characters and NPC that alchemy in their eye is the biggest evil, and that they are afraid of the chaos, the damage an alchemist can do with it. This is done really well, and after a while you actually start to feel prosecuted by them in a way. But as you can imagine, over the course of the game, as you help people, as you discover more, people will slowly start opening up to Yumia herself, and the idea that alchemy might not be inherently evil, even though how hesitant they still might be, of course. Story-wise, I think the pacing ain't too bad. It really depends on how you want to go about it with the exploration part of the game, and getting every single point there is on the map will take a serious investment of your time. It does have its benefits though. And if you don't take all this time, then you can move through the game actually at a quite steady pace if you wanted to do so. Every region you get to explore introduces an important character of the villain side of the story, and each one of them has their own, let's say, sad backstory and ideals towards their goals. Most characters, I like how they are and how they're introduced, but for some reason there was just one that just irked myself a little bit, and that was Vesper. He is unnecessarily brutal towards his own cause and has absolute blind faith in the one he works under, and for some reason his behavior just seems a bit too much for me, like the whole blind faith thing, going about it without ever trying to veer off that specific path. But overall, story really good. Visually, I love the look of the game a lot. It's a big, vibrant, open world you get to explore, and there is so much to discover. The bright colors make it really easy on the eyes as you play through the story, and every region you go to is distinct and unique in itself, befitting the story being told there. I do have to say that I think Atelier Yumia looked a little bit more diverse and polished, if you will, than Yumina, and in how the world works. More details, unique visuals to find, but I think that could be the trade-off of having Yumia be more of an open world than Ryza was, and in all honesty, I'm okay with that. However, I do need to replay Ryza to see if my memories haven't made Ryza more beautiful over time in my head than it was. And I know that there is, or there has been, a release called like the DX version, which might be the perfect opportunity for me to go back to it. And who knows? Maybe even make a final thought video about those as well. The music? Well, with a handful of really good soundtrack, the overall impression to me is a bit lackluster in a way. That it works really well as I play through the game, and it's good when you do, but if you made me listen to the music outside of the game as I'm playing, I'm pretty sure I would have trouble telling you that it is actually from Atelier Yumia. So it's okay, it works, but overall a little bit forgettable to me. Gameplay. As any Atelier game, it has its combat section, exploration, and let's not forget alchemy. Alchemy is a lot like it is in the other Atelier games. You gather up a lot of materials used to create items, weapons, armor, everything else in the world you might need, and with every new region you get newer, better items to improve your gear and items, so you are prepared for any of the challenges you'll face ahead. A part that was different to me was the system of collecting particles to improve your recipes, and with it give them extra stats to make those recipes even better. And I haven't played too many Atelier games, but this part felt really unique to me, and I actually really liked it. At times I just was walking around following leads towards these particles to pick them up, and because I enjoyed doing that as much as I did, I managed to level up a lot of recipes early on, making them even better and making the gameplay a lot easier for me in the long haul. Alchemy in an Atelier game, you can see it as something easy to grasp but hard to master. You'll figure things out to the point that you can easily defeat the game, but if you get all up into it and you work everything to the max, like level up all the recipes, increasing all your stats, the quality of your items, you will easily be able to bring any boss in the game to the knees just with that sheer power, most definitely. The exploration in the game, that is where it shines. It fits perfectly with the story aspects of the game. Your researchers looking into the history of the land, and what better way to do that is to explore. And the ranges you get to explore are huge, with a lot of things to do in it. From pioneer quests, optional quests, rune puzzles, temples, zip lines, fast travel points, and let's not forget the clearing of mana-bound areas, which makes exploring so much easier. To explain what mana-bound areas are, they are like a fog consisting of mana, where normal people cannot get through, at least not for any amount of time. But with our alchemic abilities that Yumia has, we can find a way to go through it and explore it. And in there, we find a way to clear the entire area of this so-called mana fog. And basically, how we do that is by dancing. I know how it sounds, but it's basically a ritual she does in order to make the mana-bound areas clear, so it's accessible for the rest of the research party. And this is a very important aspect of that exploration, because it means that your research party can go everywhere where Yumia and her party can go as well, and do their part in order to, well, research everything. And with every area that we open up, the place where we do it also creates like a small area where we can build a little base for ourselves. And with the options you get into the game, like to build different kinds of walls, floors, everything, you can build up any type of base you want, with any stations that you can use for your alchemy, like unlocking recipes, doing the actual alchemy, making alchemy better, getting more resources, beds to sleep in, anything you can think of, just to make the area exploration a lot better and a lot easier. For me, after a while you unlock a building that's called the greenhouse, and that was one of my favorite ones in there. Basically, you can use it to create alchemic items that you have in your inventory. So once we find a quality S item, I put it in a greenhouse and let it do its thing, so I have high quality items to use to make better items when I'm using the actual alchemy. So that was definitely one of my favorite buildings to create. And of course, in every area you get to explore, there's a lot of locals you can talk to learn more about the area and what they're dealing with, even helping them with their own quests, like gathering up resources and all that kind of stuff. And I like the quest we got from it, but for some reason the little stories the locals had didn't grab me like it does in some of the other games. So after a while, I did talk to a lot of them, don't get me wrong, but I did end up ignoring a bunch of them just so that I could go back to exploring the area or continuing on with the story. The combat in Atelier Yumia, though, is very easy to get a handle on. It's mostly an action-based combat system where you can use close up and long range attacks skills to damage your enemies, and you can easily switch between these two. As you fight, you basically walk around an enemy enemies that are on the field, and you use your attack skill to attack them. They try to attack you, and you can easily dodge the attacks by pressing the button at the right time. And that dodge is extremely important as you fight, because it will be one of the main ways for you to avoid damage, because if you time it perfectly, you can avoid a lot, to the point that you don't even need healing items, even in the boss battle. So definitely something to focus on if you're trying to get a handle on things. Besides the normal attack skills, you also have something called friend actions, where together with one of your companions you can do an attack that does potentially massive damage to the enemy group you're fighting to take them down easier. But in order to do these attacks, you need to stun your targets first, which you can do by focusing your attack on the weakness of the enemy you're facing. And every time you hit them, you bring down their defense to 0, in which then they get stunned, and you can then use your friend actions, which the more you play, the more you unlock, the more things you can use, and they can get extremely powerful to, by the end of the game, which I had because I was really invested in building out my equipment, you can just one-shot most standard enemy groups by using this. So again, really powerful. The combat in Yumia therefore is good, even though at certain times, especially during the beginning, it can feel a bit button meshy, if you understand what I mean. But everything is there to make combat a lot more strategic if you can be bothered to learn how to use it. The only thing I do feel like I have to mention is the alchemy part of the game that involves the combat, and that is your equipment. If you really invest your time in alchemy, trying to get everything out of it that you can somewhat break combat. Because if you just make your equipment that you use and you maybe upgrade the quality a little bit, get out what you get out of it, you'll be fine with fighting the enemies in the areas and any potential boss you encounter. But if you really invest in it, get everything you can, you'll get so powerful that nothing can touch you anymore. It makes it very easy, which is like a reward for you investing that time, but it does make combat overly easy at times. I enjoyed Atelier Yumia a lot. It offers a great story about alchemy and the great Elysian Empire in a big open world to explore, with plenty of stuff to keep you busy for quite a while. The game looks good and the music is okay. Combat is fast paced, easy to understand, and if you feel like you can break the crap out of it, which personally I don't mind, cause it does take time in order to do that. The alchemy will always be an okay part of an Atelier game for me. It's a nice mechanic with a lot of options, but to me it's not the biggest appeal for a game like this. Like I like it, but what draws me in is mainly the story and the exploration part of it. If I have to be honest, I do feel like the alchemy part in Atelier Ryza was done a little bit better in my opinion, but for Yumia it works out well enough. Overall, I think if you love a good action RPG with lots to explore, great story, Atelier Yumia is definitely one you should check out at some point. And if you're hesitant about it because of the alchemy part of it, don't be. It's easy to get a handle on it, and if that is what holds you back, you could always wait till there is a sale to try it out, because you know there's always one on the horizon. By now, have you played Atelier Yumia yourself? If so, what did you think of it? Where do you rank this game in with any of the other Atelier games you might have played? Let me know in the comments. And for now, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and why not check out my Let's Play videos of Yumia to see how it went, or one of my other videos. It will be greatly appreciated. But for now, I'll see you on the next one, or down below in the comments. So for now, bye bye.